morning students. So in 11th revision on second you are having the exam. So already we have started inorganic chemistry first lesson, isn't it? So some of the problems I have explained. So apart from the problem, questions also you have to study definitions. So today physical chemistry first lesson, gaseous state. Okay. So listen students. So in gaseous state, so some laws are there, isn't it? So for 2 mark question you have to study. So I'll write the questions at the side by side, okay? So that is first question, that is Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, okay. So when you are studying 2 mark question in that 6th lesson, you have to concentrate on this laws first, okay. So first one, Boyle's law. So the mathematical expression and important definitions I will explain, but apart from this, whatever you have studied already, you have to revise it. And same way, so derivations also there in this lesson, isn't it? So these derivations also you have to write and see. So first we can see Boyle's law, okay. So according to this, the mathematical expression we can write V proportional to 1 by V. So from this mathematical representation, you can define this law, isn't it? So what is it? At constant temperature, the volume occupied by a fixed mass of a gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. What is it? Temperature. 2 variables we should keep in mind, that is PVT, pressure, volume and temperature. Okay. So one is taken as constant, the other 2 variations should be given in mathematical representation. These 4 laws, or first 3 laws we used to explain like this only. So can you remember that? V proportional to 1 by V. From this mathematical representation, we can define Boyle's law. How we can define? At constant temperature, this term is taken as constant. So volume occupied by a fixed mass of a gas is inversely proportional to pressure. That is V proportional to 1 by V. So this we can write. So V, PV is equal to constant. Isn't it? So maybe related with this Boyle's law, if they have asked the question, how they used to ask is a sample of a gas having volume 0.2 decimeter power minus 3. Its atmospheric pressure is maybe 25 atmosphere, like this. So if there are 2 gases are there, we can write this equation like this. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2, which is equal to a constant. Okay. So in problem when they have asked, so pressure of a particular gas, and here second, here sample, and here maybe nitrogen or hydrogen, whatever may be. So its pressure also, 2 pressures are given. So then 2 volumes, among that maybe there is a possibility of giving the value of any one volume. So from this we can find, this also given means when you rearrange the equation, you can find out the value of V2. Is it clear? So if it is a problem also, you can write it easily using this formula. So next one, Charles' law. So according to this law, so mathematical expression representation V proportional to T. Isn't it? So what is it? So volume occupied. Here what we have to take as constant? Pressure. Isn't it? So at constant pressure, volume occupied by a fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to temperature of the gas. Okay. So from this mathematical representation, you can define this law. So what is it? Volume occupied by a fixed mass of gases directly proportional to temperature. So which is taken as constant? So pressure is taken as constant. So when you take this T here, that is V by T is equal to a constant. So if comparison of 2 gases means V1 by T1 is equal to V2 divided by T2. The same as like the previous one. If they have asked a problem depending upon this Charles' law means, so there is a possibility of giving volume temperature, two temperatures may be, and any one of the volume if they have given means you can find out the volume of the another gas. So T1 and T2 they can given in degree Celsius. So what you have to do when you are doing the problem, so this should be converted into Kelvin. For it is conversion of Kelvin, so you have to add the particular, maybe if it is 25 degrees Celsius temperature it is given means, so you have to add with 273 and you can get 298 Kelvin. So for the conversion of Kelvin, after converting only you have to do the problem. Okay. So 2. So next one, Gay-Lussac's law. So this also you can define using this mathematical representation, that is P proportional to T, isn't it? So what is P proportional to T? That is at fixed volume, that is volume is taken as constant. The pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature. Okay, when volume is constant, pressure of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature. So next, Avogadro's law, isn't it? The fourth one, that is V proportional to N. We know that from the first lesson itself we have studied Avogadro's hypothesis, that is equal volume of all gases under the condition of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. That is V proportional to N, isn't it? So what's the meaning? How we can define this? That equal one, Avogadro's hypothesis is given. So volume is directly proportional to the number of the molecules. Is it clear? So this four laws we have seen: Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law. So Boyle's law once again V proportional to 1 by P. Charles' law V proportional to T. This Gay-Lussac's law P proportional to T. This Avogadro's law V proportional to N. So after finishing this Avogadro's law, so in your book it is given derivation of ideal gas equation. Isn't it? At the end I am writing the important question. You can take the screenshot from there. Okay. So ideal gas equation. We can derive the ideal gas equation. So from this law, isn't it? So no need of this Gay-Lussac's law. So using this Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law, you can derive the ideal gas equation. How you can derive the ideal gas equation? That is so see here. So V proportional to 1 by P. That is Boyle's law. According to Charles' law, V proportional to T. Okay. So according to Avogadro's law, V proportional to N. Isn't it? So no need of Gay-Lussac's law. We are going to combine Boyle's law, Charles' law and Avogadro's law. So combine this two, this three, and you can get V proportional to, because left hand side is same, isn't it? So V proportional to NT divided by P. Is it clear? So now we are going to take this P here. So it is PV proportional to NT. Okay. So to change this proportionality sign, you are going to introduce a constant R, that is PV is equal to nRT. Okay. So this equation is called as ideal gas equation. Okay, this is the basic in this lesson. Gaseous state means PV is ideal gas equation is must. You have to know that PV is equal to nRT. So from this, after substituting the standard temperature, pressure, volume values, you can find out that this gas constant value. For some of the problem you used to have the value of 8.314. For some of the problems you used to write 0.0821. So depending upon the unit, so you have to change the R value, gas constant value. Is it clear? So what we have seen? So how to derive ideal gas equation. So So using three laws, Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. So we are having the final equation PV is equal to nRT. Okay. So next what we are going to study next one is Dalton's law, Graham's law. So first one, Dalton's law, isn't it? So Dalton's law states that total pressure of gaseous molecule, so if two or more non-reacting gases are mixed together, not only one gas, two or more gases, non-reacting gases are mixed together, so that the total pressure of this gaseous mixture is, so I am writing for Dalton's law, okay? Dalton's law. So it's a sum of partial pressure of all these gases present in this mixture. We cannot expect, so it is non-reacting gaseous mixture we have taken, isn't it? So for this non-reacting gaseous mixture, the total pressure is equal to sum of partial pressures of gases present in that mixture. Okay. So from this related with this Dalton's law also, there is a possibility of asking problems, isn't it? So which type of problems we can expect is, that is maybe helium, neon, argon. Three gases are mixed together. Okay. So what are the gases are mixed together? Helium, neon, argon gases are mixed together. So if these gases are mixed together, maybe they will give the total pressure value also. Here maybe it is 0. So just for your understanding I am writing, it is not an exact value. Okay. So here it may be 0.5 more. Here it may be 0.3 more. Okay. So the total pressure of this gas mixture maybe it is given 35 atm, 35 atmospheric pressure it is given means. So question maybe they can ask, problem they can ask, so what's the partial pressure of neon? So how we can write this? So partial pressure of neon is equal to mole fraction into P total. Okay. So then mole fraction, the number of moles it is given, mole fraction it is not given, isn't it? So how we can find the mole fraction? So mole fraction X is equal to, if we need to find out neon, number of moles of neon gas divided by number of moles of helium, number of moles of neon plus number of moles of argon. Is it clear, students? How we can find out this mole fraction? This mole fraction value can be find out by number of moles of the particular gas divided by total number. This total number should be there. This will give the X value. So this X value and this total pressure, if it is given in the problem, it will give the partial pressure of that particular gas. So if they have asked maybe partial pressure of argon or partial pressure of helium, so this also we can expect. Okay, such type of problem if they have asked, you can attend. So next is Graham's law, isn't it? So before introducing that Graham's law, so we have to know two definitions. One is diffusion, the other one is effusion. So what is diffusion means? So usually when gaseous molecules can be moved from the higher concentration side to lower concentration side, isn't it? So the movement of gaseous molecules from the side of higher concentration to lower concentration is called as diffusion. What is effusion means? So gaseous molecules are taken in a container, but here it is having of high pressure. Through a small pinhole, it should be passes to a vacuum side. Okay, so that is called this movement. The movement of gaseous molecule from higher concentration to vacuum through a pinhole is called as effusion. Same thing, it may be question difference between diffusion and effusion they can ask. Okay. So what is diffusion? The movement of gaseous molecule from the higher concentration to lower concentration is called as diffusion. What is effusion? That's movement of gaseous molecule from the higher concentration to vacuum through a small pinhole is called as effusion. So now, we depending upon this two definition over afterwards, Graham's law of diffusion. Graham's law of diffusion or effusion is directly proportional to rate of, we used to write this question, okay. So rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of molar mass. Okay. So it is square root of 1 by m. So rate of diffusion or effusion proportional to square root of 1 by m. What is m? Molar mass. So this equation, so like Boyle's law, Charles' law, here also comparison of two gases also may be there. So at that time, rate of diffusion of A gas divided by rate of diffusion of B gas. This rate ratio will be, okay, so square root of MB divided by MA. What is it? That is, here we have taken that molar mass of B gas divided by molar mass of A gas, square root of MB by MA. Okay. So for this calculation also I will give one example, that is, so a sample of gas, so its rate of this diffusion may be in between, the ratio is, it is given as 0.5. Okay, rate of diffusion of a sample and the nitrogen gas. Sample and A is taken as sample and B you can take as nitrogen gas. Okay, that is a rate of sample divided by rate of nitrogen, which is equal to square root of molar mass of nitrogen divided by molar mass of sample. Is it clear? So this rate of sample by rate of nitrogen, this ratio is given as 0.5 is equal to square root of molar mass of nitrogen. We know that as an atomic mass is 14, so molar mass N2 is 28 divided by molar mass of sample. Question they can ask, find out the molecular weight of the sample. Okay. So to remove the square root, we have to take the square root set 0.5, the whole square is equal to this square root we can remove. So it is 28 divided by molar mass of sample. Okay. So next take this here. So molar mass of sample is equal to 28 divided by 0.125. So this will give the value of maybe 112 gram mole power minus 1. Is it clear, students? So once again, this Graham's law of diffusion, how we can explain? So this, how we can explain that is, the rate of diffusion or effusion is inversely proportional to the molar mass, square root of molar mass. So if it is two gases means, so if it is asked as a problem, so example problem I have explained here, you can try for the exercise problem also. Okay. So after this Graham's law of diffusion, you have to study so two or three questions, important questions are there. That is compressibility factor, isn't it? So what is compressibility factor? So it's a ratio of Z. It's as simple as Z. So it's a ratio of PV to NRT. Isn't it? So what is is a ratio of PV to nRT. This term Z, that is compressibility factor, will be noted as Z. So Z is equal to PV divided by nRT. Okay. So next is pressure correction and volume correction in ideal gas. Okay. So we know that ideal gas equation PV is equal to nRT, but if it is Van der Waals has given, we cannot expect all the gases behave ideally, isn't it? So for the real gases, this ideal gas equation is changed. There is a correction term in pressure and volume. So after introducing this correction term, Van der Waals has introduced a new equation, that is Van der Waals equation. So we have studied this. Okay. So pressure correction and volume correction. Book back question. So first one, pressure correction, isn't it? So we know that ideal gas equation is PV is equal to nRT. So usually the pressure of the gas is defined in terms of force, isn't it? So usually when the gas molecules, the speed of the gas molecules will be, force means that's a speed. The speed of the gaseous molecule can be influenced by the attractive force of the neighboring gas molecules, isn't it? So that than the total pressure, we can expect the pressure of the gases may be reduced. So P total will be equal to P dash. Okay. So total pressure, otherwise this total pressure can be calculated, then otherwise it will be, this P dash value will be less than that total pressure. So what we have to do is, this P dash value should be added with this pressure value, actual pressure. So this P dash plus total pressure of the molecule, it will give the P ideal value. Have you understand? So actually gaseous molecules means they are exerting this force, that is speed. So this speed of the molecules can be influenced by the neighboring gaseous molecule because of the attractive force. So by considering this attractive force for the real gases, so this ideal, P ideal can be changed as total pressure of that particular real gas molecule plus P dash. This P dash is called as correction term. Okay. So we know that P dash proportional to rho square. So what is rho? Density, isn't it? So that rho of density P dash is equal to, rho is equal to N by V. So proportional to N by V the whole square. That is P dash is equal to N square divided by N square. Okay. So P dash is proportional to. So for changing this proportionality sign, we are introducing A, that is A N square by N square. Is it clear? So P dash is equal to A N square by N square. So we are going to write there. So P total plus A N square by V square is equal to P ideal. So this is the correction term of pressure correction. Okay. So one more correction what we have to do in this pressure correction only. P plus A N square by V square is equal to this P. So one more correction, that is volume correction, isn't it? So how we can correct the volume? That is, so usually, so when you consider two gas molecules, so this volume is called as excluded volume. the distance, maybe it will come exact distance. So this value is distance between these two is, that is 2r. Here r and here r radius, so it is 2r. So this is called as excluded value. Okay. So usually for gaseous molecules, the volume of the gas is equal to, we used to expect the volume of the container is the volume of the gaseous molecule, isn't it? But actually, so this gaseous molecule volume is less than the volume of the container. Okay. So consider gas molecules as a sphere. Okay. So we can expect the gas volume of the gas is less than the actual volume. Here pressure is more than the pressure. Here volume is less than the pressure. Okay. So we can write V ideal is equal to V total. So total volume of the gas minus volume correction, that is V dash. Okay. So this V dash, that is called as excluded volume. So this excluded volume for two gas molecules we are going to calculate. Okay. So for two molecules, excluded volume is equal to, okay, so 4 by 3 pi r cube. Instead of r, we have to write 2r. 2r the whole cube, isn't it? So this 2 cube, it is 8. This 8 we can take here. So which is equal to 8 into 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. This 4 by 3 pi r cube we can take as Vm. Okay. So which is equal to 8 Vm. Okay. So 8 Vm. So now this is for two molecules we have taken, isn't it? So if it is taken for one molecule, so it is divided by 2. So it is, what's the value must be? It is 4 Vm. If it is taken for n molecule, it is 4n Vm. Isn't it? So this we can take as Nv. So this 4 Vm is equal to B. So Nv. Have you understand? So V dash value we have calculated. This is for V dash calculation. So V dash value finally you are getting Nv. So substitute here. So it is V ideal is equal to V total minus Nv. So now, so pressure correction you have got this P value. So for volume correction you got this. Both should be substituted in this equation, and finally you can get right here, that is after substituting these two values, instead of P you have to write this down. So P plus A n square divided by V square. Instead of V, what you have to write? V minus N. V minus Nv is equal to N naught. Okay. So P plus A n square by V square into V minus Nv is equal to N naught. What's its equation? Van der Waals equation. Okay. So that's a deviation from the real ideal gas behavior can be derived after doing this pressure correction, volume correction. We got a final equation. This equation is called as Van der Waals equation. Okay. Derivation of Van der Waals equation means, so this is the afterwards. So how to find out this critical constant? It may be temperature, critical pressure, critical volume. So these critical constant can be calculated from the Van der Waals equation. This brief derivation we have studied already, isn't it? So that also we can see later. So next is pressure correction, volume correction. So next question is, so we can see Andrews isotherm. Okay. So Andrews isotherm. So what's the use of this Andrews isotherm? So at which temperature? For carbon dioxide we are going to test. So at which temperature carbon dioxide, critical temperature of carbon dioxide can be explained in a graph, that is Andrews isotherm, isn't it? So in this Andrews isotherm, so what we have done is pressure and temperature. So a graph between pressure and temperature it is given. So at 31.1 degree exactly carbon dioxide can be converted into a gaseous form, liquid form, isn't it? So this critical temperature can be explained in this Andrews isotherm. So short graph is given like this. So maybe this for 10 degrees Celsius and this is for maybe 21 degrees Celsius and this is for 31.1 degrees Celsius. Okay. So see here. So this taken as A, B, C. Here A dash, B dash, C dash. So listen here. So when you are seeing, so when you are consider at 10 degree, we are, so at 10 degree the graph is like this. So that meaning is in this region, so we can expect both gas molecule and liquid molecule can be coexist. So this AB region only gas molecules. Okay. So usually how we can convert a gas molecule into liquid, that is under the principle of Joule-Thomson effect. So when the gases undergo otherwise expand adiabatically from the high pressure region to low pressure region, so there is the gaseous molecule can feel the cooling so that it can be liquefied, isn't it? So it should be gas molecule can be expand from high pressure region to low pressure region. So here the pressure is more. So when you reduce the pressure, so here in this part only we can expect carbon dioxide in gaseous form. So in this part B to C both gaseous molecule and liquid can coexist. Beyond this region we can expect the carbon dioxide in liquid form. So for conversion of liquid it is taking this much region, isn't it? So at 10 degree it is not suitable. So this temperature is not a critical point of this carbon dioxide. So next we are raising the temperature to 21 degrees Celsius. So at this temperature also A dash and B dash. So this region shortens than compared with B and C. B dash, C dash is shorter. Okay. Then again we are getting the liquid form. But exactly at the point of 31.1 degrees Celsius, the carbon dioxide gas molecules are converted into liquid. Okay. So this point is called as critical temperature of carbon dioxide. So Andrews isotherm, it's useful for find out the critical points. Okay. So we this 31 point for one word also we can expect this. So what's the critical point of carbon dioxide? That is 31.1 degrees Celsius. So next we can. So two more questions are there for 2 marks. That is Joule-Thomson effect. critical temperature. Last question, derivation of TC, EC and EC. Critical temperature, critical pressure and critical volume you have to calculate. Okay. So these are the important questions from this 6th lesson. You have to study all these laws. Gas equation, Dalton's law, Bragham's law, compressibility factor, so pressure correction, volume correction, Andrews isotherm, Joule-Thomson effect. Joule-Thomson effect is a phenomenon. In between this derivation is given, we can see at the end. Okay. So we can see Joule-Thomson effect. So what is it? So it's a phenomenon. So when a gas expands adiabatically from the high pressure region to low pressure region, the gas can feel cooling, isn't it? So this is called as the Joule-Thomson effect. So critical temperature means below this temperature a gas cannot be liquefied. That is called as critical temperature. So critical temperature equation is Ti is equal to 2A by RB. A and B are constant, R is gas constant. So this Ti is equal to 2A divided by RB. So some gases, helium, oxygen, nitrogen, ammonia. So these gases are having low Tc value. Then there are 3 methods are there for the liquefaction of gases. That is Linde's method, Claude's method and adiabatic expansion. Okay. So adiabatic method, even 10 power minus 4 Kelvin we can produce. That is, it is very low temperature when compared with 0 Kelvin. Isn't it? Even 10 power minus 4 Kelvin can be produced by this last method. Okay. So even Linde's method and Claude's process also used for in Linde's method. So air can be, oxygen, gas can be, air can be cooled using by that method. So here for the last one, for some gadolinium sulfate is used, adiabatic expansion. So the last question, derivation of critical temperature, critical pressure and critical volume. That is critical constant derivation by using van der Waals equation. So first we have start from van der Waals equation. What is van der Waals equation? P plus an square by b square into b minus nb is equal to nRT. Okay. So first step what we have to do? We have to take n is equal to 1. So then when you substitute here, it is p plus a by b square into b minus b is equal to RT. Isn't it? So what is the next step? We have to expand this, isn't it? That is PB minus PB, a by b square into b. So the square and b will be cancelled. So you are getting a by b minus ab by b square. Take this RT here. RT is equal to 0. Is it clear? So next what we have to do? So we have to multiply the whole term by b square by b. Isn't it? So I am writing here itself. That is this whole equation is multiplied by b square by p. Okay. So here first term, this p and p will be cancelled and you are getting b cube. Okay. So you are getting b cube minus, and next term here also p and p we can cancel. So you are getting minus b square b. Isn't it? So next here a by b into b square by b. So this square and this b we can cancel. So it is a b by, isn't it? So by p. So a, this b and this square we can cancel. So here b, here a divided by b. So next term the square and the square we can cancel. So you are getting ab divided by b. Okay. So next we can see. So this no terms are cancelled. So it is minus b square rt divided by b square rt divided by b, which is equal to 0. Okay. So next what we have to do? So we have to arrange the decreasing in the power of b. So first b cube is there. Next we have to write the b square term, isn't it? So which terms are b square? This one and this one. Okay. So how we can change it? That is, so b square term, b square. So here rt by p. So rt by p. Then so here plus b square. So plus b. Is it clear? Minus rt by p plus b into b square. Next b term, this is the b term, plus ab by p minus ab by p is equal to 0. Okay. So till that b square. Okay. So next what we have to do? So b cube minus rt by p plus b into b square plus ab by p minus ab by b, p is equal to 0. So when you are seeing this equation, it's a cubic equation, isn't it? So for solving we have to introduce, so b is equal to bc. Okay. So take this bc here, b minus bc equal to 0. Okay. Then take cube, b minus bc the whole cube is equal to 0. So next what we have to do? So a minus b the whole cube form, isn't it? So that is b cube minus 3b square bc plus 3b bc square minus bc cube is equal to 0. For comparing this equation and this equation, what we are going to do is, so here this temperature, pressure must be taken in critical terms. So V cube minus RT by PC plus B into B square. No need of this volume should not be changed. Here AB by PC minus AB by PC equal to 0. Is it clear? So here PC, here also we have changed PC. So here PC and here RT will go. Is clear? So T here. T should be changed as this. So now, so only we have to do is this equation and this equation should be equated, isn't it? So first term when you are seeing here also V cube and here also V cube. No need of comparing. So next step we have to compare, that is minus RTC by PC plus B into, minus should be taken out, into B square is equal to, in this equation B square term, minus 3B square BC, isn't it? So minus 3B square BC. Okay. So next time, here, so what are the terms can be cancelled? This minus we can cancel, this minus we can cancel, so this B square we can cancel, this B square we can cancel. So afterwards we can do. So next see that. Next two terms. So that is RTC by PC plus B is equal to 3BC. Let it be. So next we can see. So these two terms, that is B term. What are the B term are here? AB divided by PC is equal to this one, 3BBC square. Okay. So So next we have to this two last two terms. Minus AB divided by BC is equal to minus BCQ. Thus already two equations are there. So this we can consider as 3. This we can consider as 4. And this we can consider as 5. Okay. So last equation divided by the previous equation, that is minus AB divided by BC is equal to minus BC's cube, isn't it? So it is equal A minus AB by BC. Here minus minus we can cancel. Here B and we can cancel. So afterwards we are getting AB by BC divided by A by BC. How we got? Equation 5 divided by equation 4. Is it clear? So equation 5 divided by equation 4, that is AB by BC divided by A by BC is equal to BC cube divided by 3BC square. Isn't it? So here this PC and this PC. Now we can take in reverse form once again for your understanding. I am writing again. AB divided by PC. This we can write in reciprocal form, isn't it? So it is PC divided by A, which is equal to A by BC, which is equal to this one BC cube divided by 3BC square. This BC square and this will be cancelled. You are getting BC divided by 3. Isn't it? So here PC A will be cancelled. We are getting this 3 we can take here. So finally we are getting BC equal to 3B. Okay. So we got the critical volume. So afterwards what we have to do? We have to substitute this 5, this equation 6. Okay. So this equation 6 should be substituted in which equation? The simple equation. You can substitute in maybe here or here we can say PC value. So to find out the PC value, we can substitute here. Okay. So when you are substituting, so here in this last equation we can substitute. Okay. So AB divided by PC is equal to BC cube. Okay. So see that AB divided by PC is equal to BC. What's the value? 3B, isn't it? So 3B double cube. So AB by PC is equal to 3 cube, that is 9 into 3, that is 27, isn't it? 27B cube. So what we have to find out, that is PC. So rearrange the equation. PC is equal to AB divided by 27B cube. So when you cancel this B and this B, so this PC is equal to A by 27B square. So finally, after this PC value and this BC value can be substituted in this equation, so you can get the TC value. Okay. So from this van der Waals equation, we can calculate what are the terms, that is TC, PC and BC value. Critical points can be calculated from this van der Waals equation. So students, you can take a screenshot and you have to study all these questions from the 6th lesson.